The abalone.
Now look at this nice healthy abalone. Now look at this one, not so healthy.
So cute and so sweet. But what happens when someone messes with it? Now I said someone, but what kind of something could do this to the abalone? Abalone herpes-like virus disease. I will now tell you more about this terrible disease with my cute friend Lila. The disease was first detected in Taiwan in 2003, and later on, it was then detected in Australia in 2005 to 2006. Respectively, in Taiwan, it affected the Haliotis diversicolor in the subspecies of that, which are Aquatilis and Supertexta. In Australia, the Haliotis lavangata and the Haliotis rubra were affected. Now, what is the pathogen that caused this terrible virus? Simply a spherical enveloped icosahedral virus. Now, why do we care about this disease? Besides being awesome hats, abalone are a huge part of the food production globally. So yes, we eat them. Well, sort of. I mean, they're mostly for the really expensive rich people. But still. Anyways, in 1970s, there was a huge increase in farm production of abalone, and in the 8 years leading up to 2010, farm production increased by more than 750%. That's a very big number. They are so expensive to grow and produce, and farmers just can't afford losing them. Plus, their licenses are like hella expensive. Another scary thing about the disease is that farmers don't really see it coming. There is such a rapid onset of mortality, and it happens in tanks, ponds, wild populations, fisheries, basically everywhere. And there is no visible change in the abalone in their feeding habits prior to the onset. Then it's too late. There are mortalities within 3 days after the onset of clinical signs, and within 9 to 14 days, there is 100% loss. And it is very highly pathogenic. Ah!
Now what exactly does the disease do to the host?
Well, grossly, you can see the stiff pedal muscle and having a darkened lateral mantle. There will also be increased mucus production. This can also be seen in the tanks, with more turbid water full of the mucus being secreted from the abalone. They will also have a swollen, prolapsed mouth and an averted radula, and dead abalone may still be adhered to the surface, which is pretty unusual. Looking at histological signs, you'll see ganglion neuritis with lesions prominent in cerebral and pedal ganglia. The lesions are characterized by nerve tissue necrosis accompanied by hemocytosis. Nerve cells may contain marginated chromatin.
Just look how terrible this looks. This is one very sick abalone.
How do you diagnose this disease? The gold standard. Histology. Now, I could repeat all the signs I already said before, but if you forgot, you can just rewind the video about 10 seconds. You can also use transmission electron microscopy. With this method, you just look for the virus. You look for the spherical enveloped icosahedral, which is hexagonal shaped, their capsid, and the dense core. You also should look for naked virions in the nucleus and particles with a smooth envelope in the cytoplasm. Now, a super important thing to consider with any disease is if there is any treatment available. So, is there treatment available with the abalone-like herpes virus? Unfortunately not. Other options are currently being examined, and they are very few and far between. But the main one is just give your abalone health exams prior to importing them, and make sure to quarantine to assess subclinical infections before being placed into aquaculture situations. They are very important creatures in this world. I would love to say a huge thank you to these wonderful references used in the making of this video. Thank you so much for watching. No abalone shells or kittens were harmed in the making of this video.